Today I'm making natural yoghurt from war rationed milk and using 1940s methods, using only 2 ingredients and cooking on top of my pretty wood stove. So if you're interested in how to make some natural yoghurt, do stay tuned and I'll take you through the recipe step by step. Welcome back to Wildwood Cottage and welcome back to Wales. It's lovely to have you here. Hope you're all doing well and I hope you're all having a good week so far. Today we are making natural yoghurt from my war ration of milk. As a vegetarian, I would have been given 4 pints of milk a week and my husband would have been given 3 pints of milk as a meat eater. Just throwing toys for the dog. So we would have had 7 pints of milk between us. Now, there's no way in this house, that we would drink 7 pints of milk. I can't digest milk very well, and my husband doesn't use a lot of milk. We're not really big milk users and big milk drinkers. So for me, 7 pints is plenty. So I've decided I'm going to make some natural yoghurt because I normally buy yoghurt and it's about £2.50 in the co-op for a tub, or £1.65 in Lidl and £1.50 in Home Bargain. And we use quite a lot of natural yoghurt in this house, and I do like a good soft cheese. So I thought, rather than it just sitting in the fridge and being milk just for using in sauces and things, I thought 4 pints of that milk could go to being cheese and yoghurt, and we will use that because I feed that to the dog, I feed that to the chickens, we use it, I use it in cooking, and it's just a better use of a resource that otherwise for us would probably go to waste. And during the war, nothing was wasted. It was actually illegal to waste food and illegal to throw food away. Now I kind of think in this day and age that would be a good idea to do that kind of thing, to make it finable. To make it that you would get a fine if you threw food away, because far too much food goes to waste in this country. Food banks do get some, food kitchens do get some, but there's still an awful lot that is thrown away simply because of the laws that surround it. Because in the supermarket here in where I live, if something comes up to the date and it's the day after, if it's a best before date, it just gets thrown in the bin. They're not allowed to sell it. So that's where, excuse me, I'm just taking this off. That's where these food kitchens and food hubs actually come in very handy. I have used them myself. They are a very good resource if you do have one near you. I have done a video about that. I'll try and find it and pop it in the I button if I can. But yeah, it's just a very good resource and stops food going to waste. So as nothing was wasted, I'm trying to think of ways in which I can use things that we don't use. Now, the other day, we don't use a lot of bacon and I had some in the freezer. And I thought, rather than me feed it to the dog, I'll make a pie out of it. So I did a Walton pie kind of pie and put bacon in it and sliced the bacon up into small slices and did bacon and vegetable pie. So that was actually a very good use of the bacon, and I've still got half a packet of bacon left. It was an 8 slice pack of bacon, but it was just the medallion bits, not the extra fatty bits. So that was actually a very good use of the bacon, and it was a very nice pie, and I served it with chips. Now I don't think it went well with chips, because for some reason the potatoes are just rubbish and they don't make good chips. So I don't think it went well. Anyway, I'm getting off track again. Using natural yoghurt. I use natural yoghurt in curries. I use it in sauces. I've used it in soup as well to replace cream in soup. You can actually use it in anything to replace cream. You can use it in baking. So yeah, it's actually a really good thing to have in the fridge. So today, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make 500 ml of milk into yoghurt. So that is roughly a pint of milk, excuse me. The dog's wanting to play for some reason. I think it's because I'm talking to you. And then I'm going to have a go as well. I'm not going to do this on the video. I'm also going to have a go of making some soft cheese, because the cheese ration doesn't go very far. There's not a lot of cheese. And my husband likes to take a couple of slices to work with him to have on his bread. And it's just not going to go very far. So I think for sauces and I think for having on crackers or having on bread, the natural yoghurt is going to be very good. So I'm going to cook it on this stove. This is my pretty 2P41 wood cook stove. I do all my cooking on this in the winter. I use the oven here to do any oven use, like making my bread, making cakes, making roasts, making roast potatoes, cooking meat, cooking bacon. All that kind of thing goes on in this stove, and everything else goes on the top of the stove. So probably for 8 months of the year, this is what I use. So that's what I'm going to use today. I'm also going to use a thermos flask, because I've got a thermos flask that keeps things hot or cold for 12 to 13 hours. And that is how long you need for your yoghurt. Yeah, all you need is 2 ingredients. You need milk and you need yoghurt, and you need a flask to put it in. You'll need a pan, a thermometer if you've got it, but it's not essential. You can pretty much do it without a thermometer. And a funnel if you've got one, to transfer your liquid from the pan into the flask, and that is all you need. You also need some hot water to heat your flask up, and you want to make sure your flask is warm and it's not going into a cold flask, and then that will help to keep the yoghurt warm enough for longer and be able to make the yoghurt, because it is the heat that helps the cultures to double up and to make your yoghurt. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to turn the camera around, let you see the stove, and show you what I'm doing. So I'll be back in a sec. Right, so the first thing you're going to want is, I'm going to do just under 500ml to go in my flask. I'll show you my flask. This is my flask. I got it on Temu, and it is a vacuum bottle, 500ml. So that's what I'm going to use, and this is my jug. Now excuse the lighting because it's a very dark day and we're in the middle of winter. I'm going to use 500ml. I'm probably going to use about 450, just to give a chance to expand with the yoghurt, so it doesn't all come out the flask. You have to excuse the sound as well. I've left my microphone thing up the garden. So I'm using organic milk. You want whole milk, not semi. And I'm just going to measure out my milk. There we go. So this is going to last us a week, this yoghurt. You also want to give some thought to evaporation as well. So this is what I'm going to use for that. I've got this natural yoghurt, which I buy in the supermarket usually. This is the one I get in Home Bargain. It's a natural bio yoghurt, and this is £1.50 a tub. Starting to turn on the side to go a bit mouldy, but there's plenty of usable yoghurt in there. So this is my pan. I'm going to pour my milk in my pan, just like that. It is washed. And I'm going to take it over to the stove and take my yoghurt with me. We're just going to heat the milk first and then add the yoghurt. So I'll take you to the stove. And this is a wood cook stove, so it's really handy for having free fuel. And it's also good economy as well. Doesn't burn a lot of wood. Right, so we're just going to leave that to heat up, and then when we come back, when it's boiling, I'll show you it boiling and show you adding the yoghurt. And that's it. So see you in a bit. So my milk's ready, and I've already started adding my yoghurt. My camera wasn't switched on, sorry. I'll give it a stir, just to mix in the yoghurt into it. Doesn't feel very hot, so I think I might have to put it back on for a minute. And then I'll pop it in the flask. Nope, done too much. I knew I would. I'll use that for a hot chocolate. Won't go to waste. Just making sure all my yoghurt's mixed in. Just check. Yeah, it's alright. Put the lid on. And that says it's going to stay hot now. says stays hot for 12 hours, so we shall see. Oh, there's the cup. It's really cute. It's one of those hiking flasks. So that's it. We'll come back in 12 hours and we'll see how it's done. If it hasn't done, I'll just heat the milk up again and just start again. But yeah, there we go. So I'll let you know what it's like when it's done, and I'll show you that at the end. So my life gets very strange. I'm walking up the road with a snowboard on my back. No, I don't use a snowboard, never used one in my life. Someone gave me one to sell when they were moving to keep the cash, and I'm going down to meet the willing recipient. There you go. It's a banana snowboard, whatever one of them is. Guy seems to know what he's talking about anyway. But as you can see, beautiful snow. And I was going to bring stripe, but I thought if it's slippy and icy, the last thing I want to be doing, if it's, oh, the sun's in you. If it's slippy and icy, the last thing I want to be doing is walking with the dog with a snowboard on my back. So, whoop, let's spin you around. Anyway, that's what I'm up to now. Days just get stranger every day, I think. Matches me coat, look. So yeah, I've got it over my back with a piece of rope. But this is to go towards one of my savings challenges. And this is going towards my MOT. Because my MOT is due at the end of February. And I thought, nice chunk of cash to put away towards my MOT. So I do have a couple of other things for sale. I'm selling a roof rack off my husband's old van. And I'm selling some wine making demijohn jars. 13 of them. So yeah, trying to make some cash out of some stuff that's not used. And I've also got a load of stuff in the garage that needs to go on eBay. And my KOFI shop as well. So yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's really invigorating. And they have said that they'll meet me halfway. So let's see what happens, because I don't know what car they're coming in. They said they were coming in a 4x4. And I think really that's the only thing that's going to make it up here today. But just glad Mum and Dad aren't coming, because they wouldn't be very happy. Anyway, I'll see you when I get back to the house. This is my yoghurt. I'm just draining off the whey into the jug underneath. And then I'll put this in a tub and just mix it up to mix all the bits together. I think it's actually worked today. Right, I'm not going to strain it anymore. I'm going to try mixing it now and see what happens. So incidentally, this was off half a litre of milk. So I've probably got about 200 grams of yoghurt to 500 grams of millilitres of milk. Yeah, probably about that. So I'm just going to stir it up and see what it's like. Just a sec, I can't do it with one hand. So that's my yoghurt mixed up, ready to use. As I say, there's probably about 200 grams of yoghurt. Just needs to cool, it's a bit warm. But it tastes a bit grainy. I'm not sure if it's gone more of a Greek yoghurt, but it's not smooth anyway. So yeah, maybe it curdled when it got too hot, but we'll have to see. Anyway, it tastes nice. I'm going to have that with some banana for my breakfast tomorrow. And yeah, natural yoghurt. Definitely worth a try. Right, that seems to have worked. So as you can see, all the snow's gone and we are back into dull January weather. It's January the 12th, I think. And this disaster here is my fruit. It was a fruit cage, and we had a storm last year that completely flattened the whole thing because it was built out of tree branches. So this is going to get rebuilt, get cleared. I've got all this passageway here to clear up. And yeah, I'm going to hopefully build a chicken tunnel through there so they can scratch and all the rest of it, and do whatever they want. I've got a lot of bramble in there that needs to come out. I have got a laurel here that needs to come out, and all the bushes do need a revamp. They do need a bit of a prune to tidy them up, and I need to see what's dead, what's growing, and what's usable. That noise behind me is my chickens. There they are. I have 3 chickens. Daisy is feeling a little bit better. She's been a bit peaky. She's the lighter coloured one. So she's been in the kitchen for the last 3 nights or 4 nights, but she's looking a lot better than she was. And she's eating now. So hopefully she's on the mend. I'm hoping as well to grow alongside the chicken house and grow my strawberries up the side of my chicken house to get a good crop of strawberries, because they are in the sun here, mostly full sun, because the sun makes its way over to this corner about 4:30 in the summer, and then it disappears behind the trees. It comes back for half an hour and then it's gone. So this is the secret garden. Now, I'm hoping to do a lot more food in here as well. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm hoping to grow things like parsley and herbs and all that kind of thing in the beds here, to try and complement the flowers. And the same here on this side of the garden as well. All this along here, as you know, if you've been here a while, is fruit trees. So I'm not going to labour on that. But they are quince, damson, greengage. I've got apple, I've got yellow plum, and I've got medlar. So there's quite a lot going on along there. I'm hoping to get some passion fruit as well and grow that along the front here. This is getting turned into a sum house, but again, that's a video for another day. And I'm hoping to grow some not currants, blackberries or something along the fence here. So I'm going to try and make the most of the garden. Excuse all the mess, but this is what the wind's done to the front of the perspex for the front of my chicken house. But this was the little chicken run that I had, and I'm going to turn that into a raised bed. I'm going to take all this mesh off. I'm going to keep the hoops on and make it into a hoop bed where I'm going to put plastic over it, or mesh, to try and keep the birds off, and for growing things in. As you can see, all the strawberries have just gone completely out of control, so I need to really sort them out and get them out. I've been digging them out of the veg bed here, and I need to move them off the ground to stop them spreading even further. But I have started doing a couple of raised beds. I did them in December, and all of this patch now is going to be raised beds. All these sticks here are my artichokes, my Jerusalem artichokes. I'm going to dig some of them out today, but as you can see, it's just a mountain of strawberries. But this is just sheer neglect, because I did nothing last year. Poor Gordon would be spinning if he found the garden this much of a mess. All the tinsel, that is to deter the birds from my fruit, which completely failed. But as you can see, there's loads of brambles. So when the weather's a bit warmer, I'm going to come out and I'm going to concentrate on that. But what I want to do at the moment is get the raised beds done. Now, I do need to get all these strawberries out. I know a lot of you would say that just mulch it, but they've got that much out of control. I need to take them out to stop them spreading any further. And then my raised beds, these are from the original allotments when I had my allotment 12 years ago. I brought the wood with me. And then there's going to be that long one, which was the chicken tractor, this one here. That one's going along there. And then I'm just going to have smaller beds or another long bed and have these along the front here. And just do that all the way along. The artichokes are going to stay in the same place, because the thing is, if you move them, they do start spreading, and they do get out of control, and they'll spread all over your garden. So I'm trying to keep them contained. These are all offshoots from the Jerusalem artichokes that were already in the ground. And they are a typical wartime vegetable. There's so many recipes that you can get for Jerusalem artichokes. I highly recommend you get some. These were Gordon's. I'm sure they were from the war, because they kept them going year after year. And he used to give them away to the old lady down the road, who's now coming up to 96. And they were great friends. So yeah, they're going to stay there. This is a lovely old rosemary bush that was Gordon's, but again, it needs revamping. Look at all the strawberries and everything. It's got completely out of control. And I'm hoping maybe to do a couple more fruit bushes along here, some gooseberries, red gooseberries and green gooseberries. And maybe some goji berries. Sorry, I'm shivering, it's so cold. I've got another raised bed there, so I might move that and move that over here. Yeah, so that's that. Just starting to rain. This is one of those goat's beard trees. It's lovely. excuse me, it's a lovely plant. It has beautiful white flowers on it, and it's absolutely teeming in May. Come end of April, beginning of May, that will be absolutely full, full. I mean full. Every little flower will be full of bees, hoverflies, butterflies, hornets. It'll just be covered in wildlife. If you're interested in that plant, have a look back at my garden tour videos from May, on past videos that I've done, and you'll see how beautiful that is. Then coming down here, you can see the wind's had a field day with my screen to keep the cows away from the dog and the dog away from the cows. Right. So along here is just bushes. I've just got to push that back and tie it back in on the fence, but I'm trying to grow a hedge line along here to keep the harsh winds off the polytunnel and off the garden, really. So along here, I think I planted, as you can see, the strawberries are here as well. I think I planted my rhubarb here. Yes, I did. I planted rhubarb along here, and some herbs. I've also got a kiwi jenny on this post here, and I've got a grapevine on this one here, and that's going to grow up my archway here, which at the end there, that rose you can see is a pink rambling rector. Then this is my herb bed along here. I've got fennel in here, I've got thyme, I've got marjoram. I have got a sage to go in here as well. I've also got celeriac to go in, which have self-seeded themselves outside the polytunnel. So there's quite a lot going on in here. See, there's the fence there. And then this part of the garden here, this has always been waste ground. This isn't neglect, by the way. This was just trees when we moved in. But this here is the main crux of the work I'm going to be doing to make into the veg garden, with the polytunnel in the middle. Here's the polytunnel here. And yeah, I want to do fruit trees all along the back there, along the wall. I've got some apples in already and some pears, some dual fruit trees. And I need to sort out all the brambles in here, get rid of all this overgrowth. And our drain is over there somewhere, so I really need to be able to get in. Have you seen the view? Isn't it beautiful? So as you can see, there's a lot of work to do. I'll just quickly show you inside the polytunnel. I'll tell you what, let's climb up here. This incidentally is going to be my Willopini, which I'm walking through at the moment. And the idea is, let me just get up. Oh, there you go, you can see better now what needs clearing. It's a nightmare. But this post here is going to be the beginning of the Willopini, which is a greenhouse built into the side of the hill to encourage warmth, because the sun is in this direction here. It rises over there, that's the east. It rises over that way, skirts that goes over that way, and then finishes in the corner over there around 4:30 in the afternoon in the summer. So my plan is to build a Willopini greenhouse here. So this is going to be the side, the front's going to be open, the back's going to be into the hill. It's going to have a sloping roof. All the water then can either go into a water butt or go down the hill. And yeah, it's just going to be a great space for growing seeds and extra tomatoes and things in the summer. So that's part of the plan. And then along the back here and along the back of the Willopini is then going to be beds. This is the wall where the fruit is going to be. And as I say, I have already planted along here. I've got a dual fruit tree here. I think, what's this one? Plum, Victoria and Opal. And then this one is a dual peach and apple. They all need a good feed. And I have got a gooseberry. And then that's just going to be all the way along there. And then in here, I'm thinking of making this more into the herb bed rather than around the other side, so it's easier to get to in the winter. There are a few herbs in here, and this needs moving. This is a thornless blackberry. That does need moving. So I'm thinking of moving that down to the secret garden and popping that along the fence. So yeah, that is the disaster. That is my veg garden. This is a strawberry tree. You can eat the fruit off the strawberry tree. I've never seen fruit on it, but I think that's because I've neglected it. This here is the polytunnel. I have emptied it, that's why it's a bit messy, because I did have tomatoes in here, so I've taken them out. And I've got some kale over there, I've got some spring onions over there. I've also got some more Russian kale here that needs to be taken care of a little bit. And then I've got my seed house, plastic greenhouse here, and some parsley. So yeah, there's quite a bit to tidy and to look at. I've just noticed I've got a gooseberry, Cape gooseberry over there. That'll be nice for the summer. Yeah, so this is the greenhouse, and what I'm going to do is I'm keeping this layout now because it's quite a good layout. It's easy to get to the back of the borders, easy to get either side of this border, and easy to get to the back of that border. This side of the garden here, the polytunnel, is great for growing cucumbers. So I'm hoping to have this side as cucumbers, this bed here for tomatoes and lettuce and things like that growing in the middle, and build a little frame going up to the middle of the polytunnel, and then keep that side for bush tomatoes and other salad crops as well through the summer. I might do a couple of courgettes because they did really well in here this summer. I had a random crop of courgettes, 3 plants just turned up. I thought they were cucumbers, turned out to be courgettes, and then I got courgettes off them. So I've still got one of the courgettes, I think, in the cupboard. But yeah, they're the plans. This is the asparagus I was talking about the other day. In the pots there. I don't think they're going to do anything because the rats set the roots. So I need to get some more of them because I do want to grow asparagus. I know you need a permanent bed for them, but I'm prepared to give them the space. So that's them. So yeah, there's looking back at the veg garden. It's a disaster. We need some good weather so that I can get out here and get it ready. I was hoping to do it today, but it's too wet and too cold after the snow. That's it for me for today. You've had the yoghurt recipe and you've had a little look around what's going to be the digging for victory garden. I did show a lot of it last year, so if there's more that you want to know, do have a look back at my old videos. I'll pop a playlist up on the I button for you somewhere up here. And do have a look back through my old videos to all you new subscribers here, because there's probably about 250s up there at the moment in my back catalogue. So if you're interested in anything that I've been doing here, then do check out those old videos, and you'll be able to catch up on things that take you back, I think it's to 2022. Yeah, I think it's 2022 or 2023 my videos go back to now. So if there is anything you want to see, and you want to see about things that I've done in the past over the last few years, do have a look on those videos, and that'll keep you going until I post another video. So if you'd like to support me here on YouTube, do press that hype button, and for some reason that causes YouTube to push my videos for me, so I don't have to. Do like, do subscribe, and do hit that notification bell, and that'll tell you when I upload new videos. And I will be back on Wednesday with a brand new video. Not sure what yet, I haven't decided. I might do a digging for garden book review for you, because next Sunday we're going to make a start on the victory garden and the seeds, and I'll show you what I'm sowing in the house on the windowsill, and I'm just starting to get myself organised for that now. I'm just sorting out my potting bench and my pots just before it goes dark, and we'll do that together. So that'll probably be next Sunday, but Wednesday I think I'll do another book review and do my digging for victory books and the books that I'm going to be following to do my garden. So I'll see you in the next video. Have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.